here. Maybe after I've had a number of years in the State Assembly, I'll have memorized this, but I'm still too green for that yet. Before I begin, I just want to give you a number, 62. Remember that number. My very first day of teaching was 9/11. I was at the newly opened Immaculate Conception School up in Annandale, and I didn't do any teaching that day. I spent the whole day signing students out, and as I sat at the front door, I had a clear shot of Route 78, and I could see, I just watched all day as police, fire, and rescue vehicles headed east. And we didn't really know what had happened in New York, but we just knew it was bad. And all of us sitting here know how that day ended. Over 3,000 people were killed, and about 300 of them were police, fire, and rescue workers. And in the days, weeks, and months that followed, they were lauded not only by this state and New York, but the entire country as heroes, and rightly so. They gave their lives so that others could live. And now here we are on the verge of the 10th anniversary of that day, and those very same heroes, along with teachers and other public workers, are being called greedy and selfish. And I'm outraged about that. And I guess that outrage is what fueled me last September to walk across the street and confront Christie and tell him exactly how I felt about the way he's treating us. It's also fueled me, that outrage has also fueled me to run, and I'm running because I can no longer sit back and watch as he tries to dismantle one of the best public education systems in the country, while simultaneously giving tax breaks to corporations. And I can no longer sit back and watch while he puts our students' futures at risk by implementing measures such as vouchers, merit pay, and charter schools that have been proven time and again not to work. And I can no longer sit back and watch while he slashes benefits and pensions of hardworking middle-class citizens of this state who've been paying into them for decades. And I can't sit back as he watch as he cuts healthcare programs that affect women, the poor, the elderly, and children, while giving tax breaks to the rich. Running for office is impossible to do alone, as you all know. It takes an enormous amount of manpower. So I'm going to paraphrase JFK here and ask, and tell you that it's not the time to ask what your party can do for you or what your candidates can do for you. It's time to ask what you can do for your party and what you can do for your candidates. We're one election away from another Wisconsin. The only reason that Christie's not been able to implement all of his proposals, all of his cures for what ails New Jersey, is because he does not have control of the legislature. We must work together now more than ever. With every single seat in the legislature up for grabs in November, we have an opportunity to send Christie a powerful message that government truly is by the people, for the people, and of the people, all the people, not just a chosen few. And now back to that number 62. Friday night, I had the privilege and the honor of hosting the Flemington Raritan Education Association's annual retirement dinner. It's where we honor our current slate of retirees, and we honor our teachers of the year. But this year we also honored another very important group. Tomorrow night, our Board of Education is going to vote to outsource all 62 of our teachers' aides to ESC for half the pay and no benefits. And these are teachers who are making less than $30,000. These cuts are going to have a devastating effect on our school district and our neediest students. Stories like this abound all over the state and all over the country. And while I was so upset over the sheer magnitude of that number, it didn't really hit me until I typed out the names for the program and for the slideshow. 62, it's basically the starting lineup for 7 Major League Baseball teams. And I had to put that in perspective. I had to look at the paper, I had to look at the Sunday paper and look at the baseball standings and say, that team, that team, that team, that team. You know, when you see those names and you see those people that you work with every day and they become a part of your family, just gone, 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 because of one man's agenda, it's appalling. It's truly not shared sacrifice. And it's something that we have to stop, because there are too many lives at risk, and there's too much good going on in this state to have it all taken away from us. So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you, Bill, for your really kind words, and I look forward to all of your support in June when we have the primary, and of course again in November, and I really look forward to serving you as your next assembly person from the 16th district next year. Thank you.